Welcome back. In this video we're going to look at another example of storing addresses and also changing the values that are inside of our pointers, so changing the addresses that are inside of our pointers. So I'm going to start, and actually I'll use shorts because they're easier to draw. So I'm going to use shorts. The reason I'm doing that is just because they're 2 bytes. And I'm going to store, let's say, 4 and 8. Okay, so I'm going to get 2 spots in memory. So 1, 2. This one's going to be A, and this one's going to be B, and this one has 4, and this one has 8. Now, I'm going to create a pointer. Okay, so I'm going to create my pointer, and I'm going to call that, and I won't call it C, I'll make it a bit more clearer. So I'll just call this pointer 1. And I'm just going to declare it, but not initialize it. So remembering that we're using 4-byte addresses, so we're going to reserve 4 bytes for that. Remembering that we don't need to worry about where the stuff is stored in memory. The memory management unit takes care of that. Now, this is uninitialized, so I don't know what's in there at the moment, whatever garbage was in there before. Now, this is the second place that a lot of students make mistakes. If I want to give this an address, I can do what I did last week, and I can use, not last week, last video, I can do what I did in the last video using the AND. Now, a lot of students get confused by this because the star's gone. So the star is part of the type, okay? We will see the star again, but it's part of the type, so we don't need it here, okay? And we can do something like this as well. So I've got a short star pointer 2, and I can put that here. Okay, so that's going to be pointer 2. And I can store the address that pointer 1 holds into pointer 2. So let's go and have a look at this step by step. So if we get here, we should be storing 0016E56A, okay, that address there. And on the left-hand side, we've got pointer 2. On the right-hand side, we've got pointer 1. This holds an address. We grab the value and we store it in here. 0016E56A. Okay. So the important thing here is we need to think about the types on the left-hand side and the right-hand side. So what we've got to look at when we see the ampersand symbol, the address of operator, basically what this does is it adds a star to the type. Okay, now this might not make much sense, but if I have A, that's a short. If I have ampersand A, that's a short star. Okay. If I have pointer 1, that's a short star. Okay, we know that because we declared it that way. We can also do something like getting the address of the pointer. Okay, so we can get this address. So the address of PTR1 is going to be short star star. Now, why is this important? Well, if you understand this, it makes it a lot easier to not make mistakes when you've got assignment. So we have seen in the past typecasting and stuff like this, where we've had a double on the left-hand side and an int on the right-hand side. With pointers, the majority of the time we want both of them to be the same type. So on the left-hand side here, I have pointer 1, which is a short star. And then on the right-hand side, I have a short star as well, because I've got this ampersand. So these two are perfectly fine. You don't have to worry about going into bad places in memory and your program crashing. This is fine. If we have a look at this, pointer 2 becomes pointer 1. Pointer 2 is a short star, and pointer 1 is also a short star, so that is perfectly fine. So it's a good idea to do this little check yourself to make sure that the types are the same when using pointers. In the next video, we'll look at getting the values and which the pointers are pointing at. Okay, so that'll be in the next video. Thank you.